guys, Kashira here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you back, and if you are a new subscriber, welcome. My name is Kashira and I'm a business coach, and I want to talk to you today about who's on my team and what they do, because I get this question so much around like who I've hired and what their responsibilities look like and how they support me. So today I'm spilling all the tea and I am going to walk you through it. So for more videos like this on entrepreneurship and team building and just growing your online business, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and of course, stay tuned. Caveat and say that this is not the video that's going to document like my hiring process or HR or how I build job descriptions or how I find talent. I have it's not an hour, but I have a podcast episode that's relatively long that details from start to finish how I even identify what I need help with and the task and how I build the job description, how I interview. I have a whole podcast on it, and I'm going to link that episode for you down below. In fact, it might be one to listen to before you watch this, just because it'll give you a little bit more context. But if I were to put that with this video, we would be here all day. So let's dive in. So we have a total of 6 people on our team outside of myself, and 2 of those 6 are interns. So I'm gonna just walk through what everyone does. So I'm gonna start with my interns. So we have 2 summer interns. This is my 4th year having interns, honestly, and normally we just have 1, but this year I hired 2. So I hired 1 intern who is a social media intern, and she actually manages the Life of a Bombshell cosmetics brand, which is my other business if you don't know. So I do have a cosmetics brand, and so she manages our Facebook, Instagram, our Twitter, and she does our newsletter on a weekly basis. So that's her responsibility, to schedule content, create content, and then she sends me social media analytics for feedback every week. And then she's also working on a couple of beauty industry case studies just to make sure that we're staying on top of the trends and things that are going on. So that's that role. Then we have, and like keep playing with this here because it's like caught a little bit. Then we have a digital marketing intern, and she works on the Power Collective side, but actually on our B2B side. So her responsibility is actually to start doing due diligence on potential clients for us and starting to put together our various proposal decks and pitch decks. So she works actually really closely with me. We talk like every week because we have to, but she's doing a lot of really cool research on competitive analysis, industry research, and what companies need our help and what that looks like. So that's been a really cool project for her. So she's working on a ton of different things. If I start throwing these terms out there, it may be confusing, but when you're doing business to business, when you're working on corporations, like you need certain types of marketing materials and decks and all of this stuff. So she's putting that together. But then one thing she is doing on my client facing, like my coaching side, is she is putting together a new brochure for us so we can start to mail out, and we can include in our client welcome kits. And she's also we're just working on a new we have what we call, it's a pitch deck, but it's not really a pitch deck. It's more of like a pitch book that just gives people who are prospects like a better bird's eye view of like what the company stands for, our mission, values, what we offer, who I am, who's on the team, that we can email as part of our consultation process. So she is working on that as well. So those are the 2 interns. We were able to get them out of the way because their roles are just a little bit more easier to explain. So I'm gonna go in order of who's been on my team the longest in terms of which roles I go with. So the first person that's been on my team the longest is my in-house graphic designer, and she is freaking awesome. My in-house graphic designer has been with me for nearly 2 years now. I'm so blessed and fortunate, and my designer stays busy. She probably works the most hours out of everyone on the team in the month, but she plays a really crucial role. So my graphic designer designs not only my social media graphics, like my Instagram posts, because we mainly post on Insta and we repurpose. She also makes all of my banners, all of my headers. She designed my YouTube intro, the little intro video you guys watch. She makes some of my thumbnails, but I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I'm kind of last minute with my YouTube videos. So because of that, I don't ask her to design a lot of the thumbnails because I need to get them up right away. But as I'm getting better with the schedule, she's starting to help out with that. She designs all of my slide decks and training decks, whether it's for webinars, paid training, speaking engagements. She designs all my decks. She designs all the workbooks. She designs welcome kits. She designs proposal templates and decks. She designs a ton. She designs my ebooks now. She designed like specific marketing campaign documentation, like when we did the affirmation card launch. She designed all of the graphics for social media, for email. She does anything having to do with design, anything we need to produce that needs to have a design on it, she's done. She's made various logos for the Founder Circle and another program that I used to have that I don't have anymore, but she's designed those logos. So she's like my right hand, and that's because that's where I used to spend the bulk of my time, is designing. In my line of work, I need a lot of graphics. I need a lot of presentations and a lot of decks and a lot of training, especially even with my private clients, my group clients. We make a lot of trainings for them on a regular. So there's trainings being made that unless you're a client, you have no idea that they even exist. So that is what my graphic designer does. Oh, and she also makes website graphics as well. So I did hire someone to design the website, but one thing about me is that like I don't like things to stay static too long. So after a couple months, like I want things to look a little bit different. So she's made new banners for my various websites when I needed those done and things like that. The person that's been with me the second longest is my project manager. And if you follow on Instagram or Facebook, then you've seen her with me. So my project manager, actually, her sole role was created to help me with the Grow with Google Digital Coaches contract, because we were doing in-person events, and a lot of them every month since I started that contract. And that's been an amazing opportunity. You guys, I'll have information linked in that program below if you want to join our webinars, because we're doing webinars now. But she was initially hired to help me with managing all of that. So because we did a lot of in-person events, she helped with coordinating the venue, made sure that everybody's invoices got to me on time that needed to be paid, coordinating speakers, speaker communication, catering, setting things up at the event, managing registration and sign-in, just a ton of different stuff. Since we've gone to webinars, she switched to more of a virtual role because we still have a lot of that same stuff needed for webinars. But just because I wanted to keep her on and she wanted to stay with me to make up for the hours that we didn't need anymore from doing virtual, she also now helps with managing my membership community, Fearless Founders, because our Grow with Google program really focuses on entrepreneurs anyway, and small business owners, and educating them, but it focuses on digital skills. So bringing her over to the Fearless Founders membership actually wasn't that different. It's just a bit of a broader stretch around what we're teaching. So that's my project manager. Then from there, we have my administrative assistant, my virtual assistant. She's a newer hire. She's been with me for say about 5 months now, and she's actually someone that I was hiring for projects on Upwork. So she used to do different really in-depth projects for me via Upwork with my former assistant, which is like slammed and like just had a lot going on with our various projects. And so when my last assistant decided to start her own business, but she actually went and started a boutique, which is really, really cool. I literally messaged my current assistant on Upwork and said, hey, are you interested in like, you know, a more long-term relationship with me? Like, that sounds so weird, but like more so like, you know, instead of me hiring you every now and then for projects, would you like to work with me consistently every month for the dedicated amount of hours each month? And she said absolutely yes. We did a really informal interview, we did training, and now she's on and popping, and she does so much. She's the only person on the team that literally has 2 dashboards in Trello. She has like her weekly things that you always have to do dashboard, and then special projects, right? So a couple things that she does: she keeps my social media management tool up to date. So Social Bees, so whenever I upload like new podcasts, new YouTube videos, she puts those to our scheduler. She helps with managing email. She schedules things in my Facebook group. She approves new members in our Facebook group. She helps me with populating my analytics dashboard every month, so pulling my website numbers, my social media numbers, my email list numbers, my sales numbers. She helps me with maintaining documentation on clients. We have a lot of databases in my business, a lot of databases on the back end, so she helps me with updating all of those and keeping those things up to par. She just does so much. It's like I should have pulled up like her current tasks, even having it in front of me, but I mean, those are like her recurring, like all the time kind of check for these. She, you know, Facebook really is where she does a lot of her social media work in terms of like approving people from our different groups and even tracking that like in a spreadsheet. And then special projects that she's worked on, she's really helped me with creating duplicates of graphics. So here's an example of what I mean by that. So my graphic designer made us a Pinterest template of like how we can share our podcast, for example, on Pinterest. So then we have the template, the VA then goes in and like duplicates and puts all the podcast titles like in there. So that's like an example of like a special project so that it can get shared on Pinterest. So she's absolutely amazing, and she just jumps in with literally any and everything that I need. She also does, I mentioned she does like analytics tracking, like on our big dashboard, which I sell that template in my e-store, but we do like weekly analytics as well. So we have like a weekly scorecard where we're tracking just different things in the business. And one thing that we track very frequently are Facebook live videos and Instagram video analytics, as well as email analytics. So we update that on a weekly basis in a whole separate scorecard. So that's what she does. And my last team member, who is a super new hire at the time of this video, has been with me for 1 week, is a client success manager. And this is a super new role that I decided that I needed like 2 weeks ago. So I moved on this really fast. But this person is an interface between me and my clients. So I have private clients and group program clients. And a lot of times the questions that come in are questions that there's like resources that exist for them that my clients honestly just need the resources, what they're mainly looking for. And so to save time, I can have someone who knows where all of that stuff is and who's also trained on my content to answer those questions. So she's there to help with virtual support, our Facebook group support, email support. She also just quality assures all of our content. So she goes within our training libraries and makes sure downloads work, videos work, there's no typos, there's no issues. She also suggests improvements for operations and best practices. She documents our client wins, our client challenges, our client questions. She in the future, because she just started, but like right now she's kind of jumping in the middle of like a program, but when we do open enrollment, she's going to help with the applications, managing those coming in, which our program is opening for enrollment really soon at the time of this video. So we'll have that link down below for you. But she'll help with applications. She'll help with onboarding clients, making sure people are signing everything they need to sign, because we do have a lot of like forms. Like when you sign on for any program, you have to do a contract and an intake form, and we need your address. So she's going to make sure that everybody fills out what they need to fill out. She's going to keep our client roster spreadsheet up to, I mean, it's just a lot. I know I'm going on and on and on, but yeah, that's what our client success manager will do. And I'm just so thrilled to have her. She has jumped right in. And one thing I will tell you that is in the podcast is that you have to be prepared to train your team. People are excited to work with you, but like you have to train them and teach them. You can't get mad when they don't know what they're doing if you haven't trained them. And honestly, your first time hiring somebody's going to be a little rocky because you haven't trained before, but you start to get used to it. And one thing I'll just tell you now is if there is a task you think you're going to hire for, go ahead and train and make a video recording of you doing that task, like a screen grab or something, so when they come in they can just watch that. So one of my projects for Q2 that we worked on was building out an internal training library. So we now have a classroom in Kartra that my team has access to, where they can go and find videos on how to do whatever I'm asking them to do. And so sometimes if things come up in real time, for example, one project my VA did was she backed up all of my Facebook live videos into Google Drive and organized them for me. So I made a video of me going on Facebook, downloading a replay, putting it in the right folder, putting it on a spreadsheet, and like so she was able to watch it and just follow along, and like she didn't have to ask me any questions on it. So that's who's on my team. If you are a solopreneur and you're like, I'm not ready yet to build my team, I need to figure out how to get more organized myself, down in the description box I have a free 3-day challenge for you called the Solopreneur Success Challenge. You're able to start it whenever you'd like. It's a pre-recorded challenge, but that challenge will help you to learn how to be more efficient in your business, how to stay organized, and how to make sure that you're focusing on the right activities to actually generate revenue for your business. So make sure that you grab that down below. And then of course, let me know in the comments, do you have someone on your team? If yes, let us know who you've hired and what they do. If you don't have anyone on your team, what's the first role that you can't wait to hire for when you are ready for that? Of course, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.